And welcome to our webinar this evening. This is Paula Chenoweth. I will be facilitating the questions for our speaker tonight. We also have Professor Ellen Grant on board, who is hosting this webinar. And I would like to first introduce our speaker. Please welcome Avril Cunningham. She is the head campus librarian for the Chicago School of Professional Psychology at the Washington, D.C. campus. She has been an academic librarian for over 17 years and has written and presented over 20 academic papers and presentations on applying the new framework for information literacy, creating virtual reference networks, designing online learning and information literacy modules, creating online plagiarism education, and managing academic partnerships. Just to let you know how we're going to be working this evening, Avril will be presenting, and if you have questions, please type them in the chat box and I will facilitate sharing the questions. This webinar is being recorded, so it will be uploaded on the NCAID website after we've completed it, and you will be able to receive a copy of the presentation, which obviously will also be in the recording. So, Avril, I'd like to turn it over to you. Thank you and welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I want to give a warm hello to everybody that is logged on now and attending this presentation. As a librarian, I'm absolutely thrilled. I wanted to start the presentation the same way that I end all of my presentations, which is by giving you my personal contact information. I'm going to be going over a lot of material in the next 45 minutes. Now, some of that you may have some trouble recalling a week later or 2 weeks later or even 3 or 4 or 5 weeks later as you're saying, oh, now is the time in the semester when I want to do research on finding e-videos or electronic videos. Please do not hesitate to contact me. This is some of my contact information. You can email me at acunningham@thechicagoschool.edu. You can set up a research assistance appointment with me anytime. You can call me 202-706-5055, or you can request an appointment. Well, this is a way for us to set up a one-on-one research assistance appointment, either virtually online or personally, physically in person. If there's another librarian that may be able to help you more in terms of a subject area expertise, I will go ahead and refer you over to them. But I just want to let everybody who's attending know that I am accessible to all of you through chat, through appointments, through telephone, through email, through any mechanism that I can. So having said that, let's start out on the library homepage. So if you want to go to Google and type in the word Chicago School of Professional Psychology Library, that's the easiest and the quickest way that I know to get us to the library homepage. Now, since I'm from the Washington, D.C. campus, I'm going to go ahead and click over in the local campus information, Washington, D.C. And what comes up here is our meta search right smack in the middle of the page. This is called WorldCat, and this is a quite expensive technology that sits over all 50+ electronic databases that we have a subscription to. Now, what I wanted to cover, specifically some tips and some tricks with retrieving electronic video materials, is that this is actually an excellent way for you to start discovering the breadth and the depth of electronic video content that we have. You simply do two things. First, click on the little yellow button that says videos. That's going to limit the search just to video format. Then you can type in a couple of keywords describing the information that you're looking for. In this instance, I'm going to be looking for information or videos about couples counseling. Now, it's really important for me to put quotation marks around compound keywords. Why do I emphasize that again and again and again? The reason is I want videos that have those two words cuddled up together, because that means that it's about couples counseling. If I do not put quotation marks around those two keywords, what I will get is some videos that have the word couples in the title and counseling somewhere in the abstract, let's say. So that's not really 100% focused on couples counseling. The third step is I go ahead and pick my affiliated library. That's the DC Campus Library. Now I can run a search. And we're looking through at least 12 to 15 video databases specifically. And notice, first of all, we're getting about 65 results. But let's break down these results so that you understand exactly what's coming up in the results screen. There are 65 videos. 35 are e-videos, 15 are film, 13 are DVD, and believe it or not, there's still 8 that are in VHS. What we want to focus on, especially when you're searching remotely, is those videos that you have access to right away online. So gently unclick those links or those boxes right over here that say film, DVD, and VHS, and you'll get the 35 videos that are about couples counseling. Now, the first one looks really good. Let me just talk to you a little bit about how I would quote-unquote access that video. You would click on the title. This gives you the bare bones information about the video. So this is a couple counseling by Lonnie Barback. It's from San Francisco. It's from a series called Counseling and Therapy in Video, Volume 3. It is available full text, and I can see that because underneath Find a Copy Online, I see a link to View Now. Now, if I go ahead and click this, it's going to pass us through the proxy, and it's going to take us to the beginning of the video. Now, if you are off campus, this is when it's going to prompt you for your email, username, and password. So the library login is the exact same email, username, and login that you use for your CSPP email. So if you have any problems at all, this would be a time where you would either want to contact me so that I can troubleshoot the problem, or that I can work directly with one of my IT representatives to sort of troubleshoot any access issues. So you can see it's a really easy 3-step process. I just type in my keyword describing the videos that I'm looking for, limit to videos, click on the title, and then click under Find a Copy. So you could watch the whole video here, which is about 50 minutes. The other thing that you can do is you can take a look at the details, which describes what this is about. It says that it's in English. It was published in 2013. The specialized area of interest is marriage and family counseling. This is a session, first of 3 sessions, where the therapist works with a couple to develop better communication strategies. The really nice thing about this collection is that you can look through the transcripts. So if I click on this little tab right here that says transcript, let's say we want to look for how they handle resentment in this couples therapy. So I would type in the word resentment, and look what it does. It brings us to 1 of 3 results, and it presents it as a hyperlink. So when I click on it, it's actually going to play the part of the presentation that uses the word resentment. So I see it here, I see it here, 1 minute and 40 seconds in, 1 minute and 50 seconds in, a little bit more. So that's sort of one of the added-in features of this particular Alexandria Street vendor, is that not only can you do a keyword search and pull up specific videos based on keywords, but you can also look through the full text transcript to see if the video covers certain things like infidelity or resentment or imago therapy or any type of a specific keyword. The other thing that I wanted to call your attention to was this result. It says that there are 35 videos on couples counseling. Now, because we are a master's level and PhD level graduate school in psychology, as a librarian, I'm sort of doubting that there's only 37 results. I would assume that that'd be much, much higher. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to take a look at some of these results and click on the title, scroll all the way down, and then take a look at what some of the subject headings are. And I want to borrow some of these subject headings to see if there's a better, nearer term that describes the information that we're looking for. And actually, as I do this, I'm starting to pull together some other videos that are right on topic that are using different words. So couples therapy, that's a synonymous term with couples counseling, and it looks like it's coming up as a subject heading. So I am going to go back to my initial search screen, and I'm going to type in the word couples therapy and see if that changes the amount of results that I get on the topic of couples therapy or couples counseling. And indeed, it gives me 2,078 results. Now, when I go ahead and look to the left side of the screen, it tells me there are 76 electronic videos that are about couples therapy, or what we would call couples counseling. So be very open to changing your keywords to the controlled vocabulary of the database. Now, if you are ever in WorldCat or any of the electronic databases, and you're thinking to yourself, there's too many results or there's too little results, you can just stop and contact me on the phone, 202-706-5055, or email me acunningham@thechicagoschool.edu. That's when you really want to get some library assistance to kind of give you that advanced tips and techniques to search and find more or more relevant results on your topic. Okay. Let's go back to the library homepage. We've talked a little bit about using WorldCat to look for electronic videos throughout our system. Now I want to take you into each of our electronic video databases so that you can see groups of videos sort of collocated around specific concepts. So to do that, I'm going to click on Find Books and Media, and I'm going to highlight Find Articles, all databases from A to Z. When I do this, it's going to ask me, oh, do you want to take a look at our ebook collection, or do you want the video collection? Do you want multidisciplinary databases, arts and humanities databases, business and industry, education, health, legal, etc., etc. I am going to click right here on the second tab that says Video Collection. So boom, we're getting to a list of electronic databases that we can search through. And watch how different my search is going to be as I look through individual databases instead of doing a Google-like meta search over all of the electronic video databases. So I can quite simply do a keyword search. So let's do couples, will help if I spelled it correctly, couples counseling, and do a search. Notice that what it does is it brings up 46 results. So I'm scratching my head a little bit. And the other search results were coming up 36. But that we go into one of 10 databases and we see that we're getting 46 results. Sometimes when you search in the individual database, the indexing goes a little bit deeper. So a really plain spoken way of me saying that is sometimes you find more of the relevant couples counseling e-videos when you go from database to database instead of doing a keyword search over a meta search like we did with the WorldCat Local. So it's just to let you know, WorldCat Local, it's great to let you know a little bit what's out there. To do really thorough, in-depth searching, you have to go database by database and go into the results set. So here's our three-part couples counseling sessions with Lonnie Barbach, Couples Therapy by John Carlson, Therapy Talks, the 1, 2, 3 of infidelity. Now if I find, oh, I really thought that I wanted to do find electronic videos on couples therapy, but I want to focus or narrow my results set by looking just at the topic of infidelity, then I would click on this title right here. This gets me into the full text of the video. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video so that it doesn't interfere with our speaking. And right over here through the transcripts, I could type in the word infidelity, and it would bring me all throughout the full text of this, the 63 occurrences of the word infidelity. So I could find exactly where in this 29-minute video they're talking specifically about infidelity. The other thing that I really, really like about the Alexandria Street database is that it gives you related items. So it analyzes what your video is on, and then it gives you other videos that should talk a little bit about your topic. So this one, Therapy Talks, It Only Heals When I Laugh, Humor in Psychotherapy, Resurrecting Black Couples, Therapy Talks, Threats to Intimacy in African American Couples. Now the word infidelity doesn't come up in the title, but you can bet that somewhere in the transcript they're talking about issues regarding infidelity, and that's why it's coming up as a related item search. So I really like using that related search to kind of give you things that are available, that are tangentially related to it. The other thing that you can really do in this database that's nice is that you can search by therapist or psychologist, or you can do a search based on a counseling session, a documentary, a lecture, a presentation, whether it's instructional material, whether it's an interview, whether it's a performance piece. So you can see that the meta search that we did before with WorldCat, it just gave us electronic videos. But once we're into this database, which is called Academic Video Online Premium, and it is the vendor is Alexandria Street Press, then we can do more focus searching on the type of videos that we want to come up. Okay. I'm going to check in with the audience a little bit right now since I've been talking for at least 17 or 18 minutes straight. Does anybody have any overarching questions that they would like me to address right now, or something that's confusing before we start going on to the other databases?
Hi, Avril. There's actually no questions yet, but thank you for checking in.
Okay. Thank you, guys. If you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I am more than happy to stop my presentation and go right in and answer those questions so that they get answered. The next database that I want to talk to you is called Counseling and Therapy in Video. So this database provides faculty and students with a first-hand look at the realities of working with clients and the challenges associated with putting theoretical concepts into practice. This collection provides a thorough grounding in dozens of therapeutic methods and diagnoses, insight into the human condition, and training and skills. So when you click on this database, this emphasis in terms of the indexing is going to be about therapeutic approaches. That's what I see as a real focus in this database. So instead of doing, I would recommend when you're in counseling and therapy in video, and of course these are all counseling videos, that the way that you would approach it is looking at counseling and therapy topics. So you can browse by titles. So let's say here, if we're looking through different titles in here, oh, apologies to you. Thank you. Oh, sorry. You can get titles that come up in A to Z order. You can also get therapeutic approaches. So if you're wanting psychotherapy, multicultural counseling, psychoanalysis, role play, drug therapy, group counseling, relaxation strategies, brief relational therapies, narrative therapies, play therapies, integrative psychotherapy, relationships therapy, behavioral therapy. These are all ways that you can refine your search. So you're not just getting videos on the topic of eating disorders, but you're getting maybe some psychoanalysis in the videos that are about eating disorders. The other thing that you can do is look specifically at the therapist or the psychologist. So if there's a specific therapist that's coming up again and again and again, it looks like when we're doing a keyword search with that topic that Tamara Feldman is coming up 53 times. So you might think to yourself, oh, this person is an expert in this part of therapeutic treatment, and I might want to take a look at it. The other thing that you can do is look at therapeutic approaches. If you just wanted information about role play, you can click here, and then it'll sort for you and tell you what type of role play is coming up. So developmental aspects of group counseling, and this talks about role play within group counseling. Narrative therapy, a process for the postmodern world. So this is going to talk again about role play within a narrative therapy. So it's very, very useful and very, very pinpointed type of indexing. I think counseling and therapy in video is terrific. Now I'm going to show you the next database, and this is kind of like, I like to think of it as one of our granddaddy databases. This is the APA, American Psychological Association, the PsychTherapy database, and this is the third on the list. PsychTherapy is a database of streaming psychotherapy demonstrations, and you just have to click I accept. It features some of the most renowned therapists in North America, and it shows them working with participants on a host of therapeutic topics. So you could click here and browse all videos, and it would tell you, this is the title, Accelerated Experiential Dynamic Psychotherapy for a Man with Codependency Issues. But it shows you, oh, if you want to find more information just like this, you're going to go ahead and click on the word codependency. This video is 47 minutes long, so we have one video that's 47 minutes long. When I click on codependency, it tells me that there's another video in this database that's about codependency. Client-directed outcome-focused therapy with an adult child of a codependent mother. So let me go ahead and click on the links so that you can see how the results come up. The difference that you'll find right away is that these clips don't run automatically, so you can stop them and start them at your will. The other thing is that the screen is a lot smaller. You can actually open it up and make it a little bit bigger on your browser. The transcript is full text, so everything is transcribed between the doctor and the patient. There's also clips that you can create, so if you want to create little sound bites from this, you're using it in your thesis, you're using it in your dissertation, you're using it for a class assignment, you can actually make those little clips from this video, so it's a little interactive. It also provides for you, if you click on APA's citation, the citation, exactly how you would cite this electronic video, and then it gives you a permalink. So whenever you're referring back to this video, this is the permalink that you would want to use. It's right here and it's proxied, and it will always give you access once you have the email, username, and password. So APA does a terrific job in terms of providing a great browse feature. One of its strengths is that it chops up all its videos into therapeutic approaches. So sometimes your professor will say to you, I'm looking for you to do research or find videos based on cognitive therapy, and they don't care what the cognitive therapy is on in terms of a topic, whether it's eating disorders or divorce or depression or attention deficit disorder. They want something that is a specific therapeutic approach. This is where you would click on these results and you would get different types or different concepts coming up with a particular approach or a therapeutic approach. So I find this very, very useful in terms of looking through the video collection. Also, there's notable therapists that are coming up. So if I was looking for, there's a professor or a therapist named Harville Hendricks. Let's see if they have him in here. No, this is not coming up, sorry. What I could do is pick that particular therapist if I've been referred by a professor or somebody in my class, and I can click and look at the therapeutic electronic videos that are coming up in the APA database. Okay. If you need any help with searching APA, because it's quite a hefty resource, it's one of our larger databases, you can click on the Help button right here. It's up in the top. It gives you tips for searching, so keep your searches simple. So for instance, if you're looking for cognitive behavioral therapy, you'll only need to type in cognitive behavior. The order of the words, uppercase and lowercase letters and punctuation are not important. So you can put in cognitive behavior or behavior cognitive. It's going to do a Boolean search and look for those two words somewhere near each other. You can enter more than one term in the search box, so the system will combine them using an AND. So when you put in cognitive behavior, it's going to look for cognitive and behavior together. When using the search page, be sure to use the most appropriate search box for your search. So whether it's a quick search, a browse, an A to Z list, enter terms in singular. For instance, if you want information about daughter, not daughters, truncate using an asterisk for more forms of the word. So this is a very important search. If you're looking for something on alcoholics, alcohol, alcoholism, you want to type in the word ALCOH, and you see that little asterisk right here with like a control or shift 8, that should give you that asterisk, and that will truncate that word to give synonymous keywords. If your search produces no results, try using a Boolean or reducing the number of search terms that you are searching in. So you can put in the word counseling or therapy, couple or couples, so that'll kind of broaden your search a little bit. And again, you have any trouble searching in the database, and you're thinking to yourself, there has to be something on Imago Therapy in the APA database. This is one of our largest electronic video databases. Stop, call a librarian. You can go back to the library homepage and contact me, or you can email me or text chat me or set up a research assistance appointment. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about the psychological experiments online. This is a database that is specifically multimedia, so it's not just videos. It's also going to be pictures, images, graphs. It's a multimedia collection, and it synthesizes the most important psychological experiments of the 20th and the 21st century. So a lot of times when you're thinking about e-videos, you're really thinking about therapeutic counseling sessions, but this database specifically covers psychological experiments. So the very famous Stanley Milgram experiment on obedience and control, if you click over here, you're going to be able to find that experiment that was conducted a while ago. And this is, do you see the multimedia? So we're getting some JPEGs, some documents, 6-page documents. We're getting some computer data analysis. These are the psychology field notes from the actual experiment. And then we're also going to get access to the actual video. So these are videos here of some of the obedience studies footage. This is 58 minutes long. And let me just tell you a little bit about accessing the full video. It's going to automatically go through the presentation. Over on the right-hand side, you can look at the details. So it gives the summary, which is it combines the archival materials, a replica of a recent study with young children about obedience. It gives you the transcript. So it actually goes through step-by-step everything that goes on in the video. And then it gives you segments and clips. So this might be a good way to sort of navigate through the video. Think of the segment and clips the same way that you would use a table of contents in a physical book. You don't read through maybe an entire book. What you do is crack open the spine, take a look at the table of contents and say to yourself, chapter 2 on the development of morality looks really good, or chapter 4 on the universal applicability of moral judgments, that looks really good. So you may not want to look through all 31 minutes of this presentation, but you may want to actually go to the segments that are called out here on the right-hand side so that you can sort of meaningfully take in this video. Okay. Let me go back, and this time we're going to go into PsychTherapy Net. This is one of my favorite electronic resources. This has 200 titles, and they're coming from leading practitioners in the field of psychotherapy, counseling, social work, and then it's really strong on addiction treatment and demonstrating clinical techniques and discussing, the therapist discussing their work. So this is, from my perspective, when I see the students and when I see faculty and they ask me, Avril, what gets used a lot? What's most heavily used in this, in all of your video databases? This is the one that's the most widely used. It's great in terms of current content. So the other databases that I've shown have a lot of archival videos, so older videos, but with these you'll see a lot of fresh, new videos on a topic. So I like to do keyword searches in Psychotherapy Net. I'm going to do something for Imago. I don't just want couples counseling. I want people that are using Imago therapy, which is a certain type of couple counseling. Now remember the keyword strategies that I gave you in the other database? Think really broad. So I'm not going to put in Imago couples therapy. I'm just going to do the keyword Imago. Go very, very lightly in this database, and then it should bring back at least a couple results that are on Imago therapy. Let's wait for these results to come up. Here we go. So we have at least two. Imago's couple therapy with the experts, a 6-video series. And then Harville Hendrix on the healing relationship. This is a terrific video that he's kind of like the grandfather of Imago therapy. I click on the link and I can actually view the video online. It's going to automatically start, so again I'm going to stop that so it doesn't interrupt with our presentation. You can make little video clips from this presentation. You can do a keyword search, so if you click through the full text of it, it shows you where the word love is coming up again and again and again. Love's approaches, couples therapy session, group therapy session. And here's a description of what this session is about. So this is quite a lengthy video session that's available online. Six video series. Let's take a look at the other one that's coming up as well. This is the one for Harville Hendrix. Again, we can view the video. I can look through the full text of this video, so it loads the transcript. This time the convention is beneath the video. So instead of to the right-hand side, it's beneath the video. And again, we can do a keyword search through here, looking for the word love. And it's going to show me where in this presentation with the white kind of stratified marks here, what is transcendental love, all that type of stuff. And again, you can do clips, and here is the description. So let's go back to PsychTherapy.net. That's the way that you do a basic keyword search. I think that this is a really great current, fresh video collection, and what I would do is look by approach. So here you can look art therapy, child therapy, couples therapy, Jungian therapy, mindfulness, multicultural therapy, narrative therapy, positive psychology therapy. You can also look by topic. So therapeutic issue is what they call the keyword topic. So I would actually go in and I would do couples therapy or sexuality or weight management or infertility and look at my topic not as a keyword search but through the therapeutic approaches. We can also look by expert. If you have a therapist that you know is an expert in the field, then you can go ahead and access the videos by that, or by population. So Psychotherapy.net is one of the better databases in terms of indexing the videos so that you have access points by population treatment. So if your assignment in a class is to find videos specifically with GLBT populations, then go to Psychotherapy.net and use the Browse Video function by population and click on GLBT, and you should be able to find all the videos that are addressing gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer questioning type videos. And this is a really neat part of the psychotherapy database. Okay. Let's leave Psychotherapy Net and let's go back to our results set. This time I'm going to talk about SAGE education videos. Now I realize not everybody is going to be interested in this particular video set, but it is strong enough in terms of the breadth of information that's in here that I do like to go over it. So this is not a psychology database, but an education database. So if you have a psychology issue that touches on teaching or education or learning or cognition, you may want to actually go into this SAGE database. It has more than 120 hours of 450 videos, so it's about double the size of Psychotherapy Net, the one I just showed you. And it offers practical clips and views a wide range of teaching situations and settings, and it goes all the way from early years to educational leadership. And it really helps you understand theory and also how to apply it. So let's say I was looking for videos about active learning with students. I would type in the keyword active learning right here and then click on search. And it's going to look through all of our videos. And notice what it's saying here, principal as lead learner. Well, you might scratch your head and sort of say, well, this doesn't have the word active learning in the title, so why would this come out? Somewhere in the transcript of this is information about active learning. So right here, introduction and interest in research regarding online academic dishonesty. There is a section of this video that talks about active learning, and I can see it right away because it's highlighted in yellow. So if you're in the SAGE database and you're a little surprised at the results that are coming up, remember this is a full text search through the transcript. So you're going to use that yellow highlighted terms to figure out, oh, this is why the result came up. The other thing that you can do is look for keywords. So the strength of this database is that it will analyze the results that come up and it will generate this word cloud of keywords. So academic ability, academic dishonesty, active learning, cheating, and academic discipline. Notice when I click on active learning, I'm getting a much smaller result set that comes up for. These are tagged as 100% about active learning, and that's how I would use the SAGE database. I would start with a keyword search, and then I would look at the cloud that comes up over here on the right-hand side under the word keywords, and I would drill into the result set. Again, you're not going to look through an hour and 38-minute video hour by hour by hour. It's not like evaluating result sets with articles where you take just 30 to 60 seconds to skim the title and the abstract. You're not going to be able to sort of look through the whole hour 38 video, but what you can do is look through the transcript and do a keyword search and find the parts of this video that have been tagged as about active learning. Okay. Let me go back to our library homepage and let me check in with the group again. I want to make sure that everybody has time to answer questions. Personally, when I'm teaching, I stop every single 15 to 20 minutes. I turn back to the audience and say, is there anything that I've covered that has been very unclear? Is there something that you would like me to go over again that you would like further instruction on? Or are there any just general questions that are coming up in the audience that really need to get addressed right now?
Hi, Avril. Thank you so much for stopping. I do have one question from Diana. Awesome. When you were going over the different choices for libraries to search,
yes.
Does the worldwide search include all of our libraries as well?
The worldwide search includes all of our libraries, but it includes all the libraries of the world. So one of the things that I wanted to emphasize to you is that as a student, you have access not only to the journals and the journal articles and the conference proceedings and the books and the archival material that's available here within our TCSPP library through the magic of interlibrary loan. If you can wait 1 to 3 days, you can also get access to books, journal articles, conference proceedings, white papers, book chapters, all that type of stuff throughout all libraries. So that's one of the reasons why we switched over to WorldCat and did it as a meta search, because not only does it help you explore what we have locally, but it also helps you what we have access to internationally. Does that answer your question completely?
Yes, it does. That's really great to know. When I use the library and I see libraries worldwide, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. But that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting that it really is worldwide. So thank you
Yeah,
so much, Avril.
definitely, definitely.
That was the only question at this point.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to go back to Find Books, Media, and Articles, click on All Databases from A to Z. I'm going to click on Video Collection. Again, that's the way we get into all of our specific videos. And the last video database that I'm going to talk to you about is the Video Journal of Counseling and Therapy. And at this point, some of the video databases may be all sort of merging with each other. You're thinking, oh, how is one different than the other? This one really provides access to the latest research and the best practice methods in the field of counseling, mental health, and psychology. So the real gimme here is that it has a lot of contemporary presentations. It's not very archival. It has lectures and workshops from renowned counselors. So some of the videos really emphasized therapeutic one-on-one counseling sessions or group counseling sessions or couples counseling sessions. The Video Journal of Counseling and Therapy, is a lot stronger in terms of a lecture. So this one right here, the Boston Marathon Bombing Supporting Victims of Trauma, if you go into this video, this will be a lecture given at I believe it's an academic panel in Boston, I believe, that's about the Boston, the marathon bombing and also how to support victims across the system. Just like in the other databases, you can do keyword searches through the transcripts. I find this database is small enough. It has under 500 videos, so it has about 478 videos, about 1,451 hours, about 26 segments, and it's really easy for me to navigate this by looking at the subject areas. So right over here where it says Browse, I would click into Subjects, and instead of doing a keyword search, I would look at the type of subjects that are coming up. So here, life skill, ability, behavioral assessment, avoidant behavior, coping behavior, eating behavior, group dynamics, self-defeating behavior, client-counselor relations, cognitive processes, crime, culture, death, dying, addiction, diagnosis. You can see here that it breaks down all of the videos into an A to Z order, and I find that extremely useful for looking through all 478 videos to find what you want. Okay, let me go back to the library homepage, and let me just say at this point I'm going to end the presentation the same way I started the presentation. We know that when you are searching in library databases and using library websites, the questions inevitably are going to arise. Please, 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 when those questions come up, contact me, or I can refer you to another librarian. There's librarians in Chicago, there's librarians in Los Angeles, I'm the librarian here in DC. You can email me. I'll put that on the screen again, acunningham@thechicagoschool.edu. I have an iPhone and I answer questions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day of the week. You can also call me, 202-706-5055. I've just given this presentation, which is close to 45 minutes, on just the videos. There's tons of other things that I could cover. We have 50 electronic databases, and I've covered just about 10 of them. So do reach out if you ever want to get more personalized research assistance. I sort of make a count every month about how many people I'm reaching out and working with, and not only does it help you, but it also helps me in terms of knowing that I'm serving my students. Okay, thanks, and I'll take any questions.
Avril, thank you so much. Your
Sure.
dedication is just unbelievable, and I know the students appreciate that. I know I do, and the times that I've contacted the library, I leave there with everything resolved.
Awesome.
If I can't find an article that I was looking for a student, I go through Iliad, and it's almost like instantly in my inbox. So
Good.
praises to the Chicago School Library. Great job. This is just some comments I have coming in. Great job as usual. Avril, thanks so much. You're also serving faculty.
Awesome. Awesome.
And from Dennis, thank you. This was great.
Good.
And you must have done such a great job. There was minimal questions this time.
Awesome.
Nice
Clear.
attendance. But I think you may be getting some phone calls, emails, or chat time requests afterwards when people start going in there and playing around in the library.
Okay.
So if you do have any final questions or comments, please share them with us now. I'm going to ask a question, if I may, because I do use the Chicago School Library. What would be the best way if I have the entire title of an article to find that article?
I'm going to give you my fail-safe technique. This is what I do. When people ask me for the full text, the first thing I do is I go to Find Books, Media, and Articles. I click on Find Articles, and I use Google Scholar. Google Scholar, if you set up the Scholar preferences, and let's say eating addictions, we're just making this up. What this will do is it will talk to our electronic databases. So here where it says full text at TCSES, that's a way for you to actually quickly know that we have the full text of the article. The other thing that you can do is you can go through the meta search right here, WorldCat Local. I think both have pros and cons in terms of searching for them. My recommendation would be Google Scholar because we're dealing with a larger information universe than WorldCat Local.
Thank you. I didn't use that. I've been putting it in there and kind of going to advanced and finding it that way, but what you just showed me is much easier.
Yes, it will be easier.
Yeah. Well, excellent. I haven't received any further questions, so again, Avril, thank you so much for your time today. Professor Grant, thank you for hosting this and putting this together, and many, many thanks to everybody who attended the webinar this evening. Again, a copy of the recording will be posted on the NCAID website, and Avril will be sharing. Did you use a PowerPoint, or were you just
I didn't, but I have a PDF of all of the slides that I'm going to be sending on.
Okay, that would be wonderful. So we will send that off to participants as well as post that on the NCAID website.
All right,
so
awesome.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your evening, and we will see you at the next webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.